Doctors, you spent probably over a decade in years of training, and maybe you think your side hustle is just moonlighting at an urgent care. The painful truth is that most physicians' side hustles are just more of the same hamster wheel, substituting time for money. And there's a better way, and it may have been hiding from you in plain sight.
I lived that, trading hours for dollars. That was the only way, because that's the way we were trained. What I discovered completely changed my income and literally my life, and I think is the most underrated opportunity in medicine right now.
I'm Dr. Mike Wumeng. I'm trained as a family physician. I am a serial entrepreneur. I've been able to build and sell multiple seven-figure businesses.
Well, I'm Dr. Ann Trung, and I'm also a physician entrepreneur, and I have figured out a way to create 19 sources of income leveraging my medical expertise online. And today, we're going to talk about one specific side hustle that you can literally start tomorrow, that you already have everything that you need to set up right now. So, we're going to talk about how you can set up to be a coach, not a physician, but a coach.
And we think it's one of the best ways to start up your own side hustle. So let's get started. Let's talk about physician side hustle, what we call a problem. Now, most physicians, unbeknownst to us, or most people don't think this, most physicians don't think this, you guys are actually wired for entrepreneurship. You're ambitious, you're high achieving, you're used to hard work. And as we all know, we believe in delayed gratification. We're problem solvers by nature. But why do so many physician side hustles either fail or never get started? Really, it's the training trap. Medicine trains us for protocols, but we're not so good with ambiguity. And when you start a business and run a business, it can get messy. There is no ICD code for, my offer isn't converting. We probably didn't have any business acumen in medical school or residency. And, there are basically three common paths on why it tends to peter out. First is path one. Maybe you're doing more clinical work. You think that's your best side hustle. So you're doing locums, urgent care, telemedicine, still very viable ways to generate income, but you're still stuck to trading time for money. The ceiling is hard and burnout is real and it just compounds. Secondly, you might have some dreams of passive income, real estate, drop shipping, not as so much before, but crypto. You start from zero. But what do we have as a physician as a real advantage? Nothing really. There is a steep learning curve, and if you make a mistake, it can be expensive. And then there's some random online stuff that I see. I recently got an email saying, hey, you could do surveys for a side hustle, or maybe you sell stock photos or build affiliate links on there. Some can work, some can't. And a lot of times it's just nickel and diming. Now, Anne is one of the best affiliate marketers. Believe me, she's making some real income. But when you do online stuff like surveys and stuff, it's not a real business. And so we want to change this. We want to help you and understand that you are already doing coaching. You're coaching people every single day. Every conversation that you've had with a patient, you talk about needing to lose weight or stopping smoking. Every patient that you've guided through a hard decision, what you're actually doing is coaching. You just need to be able to package it up or price it like one.
And a business coach with a couple win charges about $500 an hour. You have years and years of clinical expertise and treating thousands of patients. The value is in there, but you just haven't claimed it yet because no one has told you what the gold mine it is in here. All you need to do is to package it and manifest it. So, what's coaching really is? I know some of you are thinking, well, coaching sounds like something Instagram guru is telling people to manifest their dream. Listen, I'm not a woo woo person either. So, what you need to do is to think of your knowledge as a specialized knowledge and how you can help someone solve a specific problem. We do this every day in the clinic, and we can do that within minutes where someone could be lost and don't know what to do. And sometimes it would take them months to years. So it's not therapy, it's not even consulting, and it's definitely not practicing medicine. So it's a structure education of knowledge transfer with accountability with the person that you're coaching with. So Mike, you want to input in on this?
Yeah. So it's not therapy. Like you said, it's not practicing medicine, but it's giving them people accountable with the knowledge that you know. So I coach physicians building business. I tell them, hey, you can get started to start up your own practice. Let's say we do that, help you with your cash-based practice on there. You could do it the hard way, which is what I went through, trial and error, spending tens, even hundreds of thousands of dollars are doing it, or I can shortcut your way to do it. Which one gets you close faster to that path? And that's why oftentimes people choose coaching to get them through that.
Right, because it's really coaching. There's three components of coaching. It's providing clarity on what you need to do and giving you a roadmap, but also the confidence that you can execute it from a mentor who had done it and has achieved success. So we coach physician building cash-based businesses as well as physician want to build out their brand online. And think of it as getting the shortcut from the mistake that Mike and I had made. And now we figure out a way now that you can do the same. And it's like using navigation to get to a destination because you're now getting clarity. And then you, as a coach, you can also be hold the person accountable as well. So what this is not is that you're not becoming a life coach. And so you're not selling a dream with no delivery. It's really packaging your expertise you already have that people will pay for like the three things that I mentioned: clarity and a roadmap and certainty of result.
So let's talk about what coaching is and why we feel it's one of the best side hustles out there. And we're going to frame it like this is a business analysis. Number one, overhead for coaching is almost zero. So, Anne, how much did it cost you to open up a clinic?
A lot of money. When we first started, we needed an LLC of $200,000. We spent money on equipment, leasing an office, staff, malpractice insurance, EMR, and medical supplies. And we would go through at least about 3 months in deficit before we even start seeing some revenue as well too. And I see doctors opening offices all the time that spend that much. Now, versus coaching, there, Mike, there's your area of genius right there. What do you need, right? You need
Well,
a computer.
audience, I'm sure you have a computer or you wouldn't be able to watch us. You have to have a Zoom account, which most people are used to having a Zoom account, or even with Google, right? So you can use Google for that. Calendar link, Calendly, and maybe probably the one thing you may not have is a payment link. If you got PayPal, you can start with that. You can use Stripe, etc. But suffice to say, it's not very difficult, especially in contrasting it with opening up a clinic. You can generate your first dollar this week, not in 6 months from now. Reason number two, margins are great. It's just you. And for the most part, maybe you later on the line you decide to get an as virtual assistant or executive assistant to help you out, but there's no cost of goods sold. There's no supply chain on there. You could start up a $3,000 coaching program that maybe cost you a few hours of time to actually deliver. Compare that to a medical procedure where you may have to buy the equipment, you have to bill, you have overhead, you have to account for malpractice. So the net is very different. And number three, why coaching wins is scalability. You can first start off where we encourage most people to do is do what you're used to, which is meeting people one on one. So that's one on one coaching. And the great thing about it, that's probably your highest rate. It's very premium, it's very personal on there. You can charge that. Then when you get comfortable, you can go to level two, which is group coaching. Same amount of hours, but now you're multiplying the revenue. Instead of having one person paying you $3,000, maybe you get 10 clients paying you $1,500 on there. Level three is now this is where you can start to scale and you can use the same content, the same information, but maybe the way that you're presenting it is differently. Starting with digital products, courses, membership, you have your knowledge, you package it up once, but then you sell it repeatedly. You can build from the bottom up. One-on-one teaches you what people actually need, which actually feeds the group, which then actually feeds the course. Reason number four, why coaching wins. You control your schedule. If you want to do evening coaching calls after clinic, you can do it. If you want to do weekends, that's fine too. You decide when you want to do it. If you want to move to full time, pivot down the road, that's a possibility. I work with a number of doctors who've actually left medicine. I'm not saying it's going to be for you, but they've actually left medicine and had a full time coaching career. You don't have to rely on anybody else's call schedule. You don't have to swap your shifts with anybody else. And you don't have to deal with hospital politics, which we all know and love. And let's talk about location independence. Talk about
This
your
is
own.
my favorite part, Mike, is that you can work anywhere in the world and your coaching client can be anywhere in the world. So you can have an international business. All they need is Wi-Fi to meet with you on Zoom. And in fact, you don't even need a Zoom account. You can even do it on Google Meet even, because Google Meet, you can also record it as well. And so the thing is this, I wanted to add, when Mike was talking about the different levels of coaching, level 1, level 2, level 3, you can combine level 3, which are digital product courses and membership, with group coaching and make that into an irresistible offer, because a lot of people, they can access information now with AI, but what they need is curation of the information that makes sense, that's applicable for them. That's what physician that we're good at, is that we can kind of see the progression of what they need to do to get better. I want to add also, this is coaching. That means that you are not their doctor, and that you can have them sign a disclaimer that says that you are not their doctor. This is just education only, and that they need to discuss with their physician first before they implement any of this. So just to kind of protect yourself as well. In the coaching world, physician credibility is the massive differentiator. And non-physician coaches are spending years building authority, and you can have it in just day one. And I can't tell you how many times I hear physician complaining, oh, this non-physician is doing this, doing that. Well, you know what? Because they're out there doing it and you're not. So you need to get out there and doing it as well. And I would tell you that your client will pay a premium price to work with you, because you have that medical degree and you have the experience.
Yeah, and people pay more when they trust the source. And I know some may disagree, but I still think having an MD, a DO, DPM, something behind your name still commands enormous trust. So let's get real about coaching. What does it actually look like? Let's stop talking theory and let get concrete. First, step one, we're going to go through step by step how to design your own coaching program. Pick your niche. And the more specific you can be, it's going to be general every time. You don't want to just say, I help physicians. You want to say, I help primary care physicians open a direct primary care practice. Or I help female physicians navigate burnout and build a career that they actually want. Or I help athletes optimize performance and recovery using sports medicine principles. The more specific you can be, the actually easier the marketing is going to be. It also allows you to charge higher prices, and you're going to get better results.
So I resisted niching down for a long time because I'm a pain management doctor, but I also do sexual health. And I felt like I was leaving people out. But I realized that the more I niche down, the more narrow that I concentrate on who I'm helping, that I have a better result. So I niche down to helping men with sexual dysfunction. I notice when I do that, my marketing effort is easier, and so it's my revenue.
So, step one, pick your niche. Step two, let's design your offer. And KISS, keep it simple. A typical starter offer is a 3-month program, maybe doing it bi weekly, do one on one sessions, so maybe 6 calls total. There, you got a clear stated outcome. You may not want to decide to add on things. Some things that I've seen is to do like async messaging. Maybe they have access to your emails, or that you can email them, or a simple workbook or PDF curriculum. Or maybe you want to set up a private community, let's say like in school, which we have. You don't need to have a fancy course platform or learning management system or even a full website. It's basically all you need is what we just discussed: a computer, a Zoom link, or even use Google Meet, and then use a calendar link. We recommend, I like using Calendly, whatever works for you. And then just a way to take payment. After that, you are in business. Step three, now you want to price it. And a lot of people, this is where they kind of struggle on there. They devalue what they offer. I say is, what do you make in an hour on there? You want to price it like you are as a physician. So it could be a $1,500 to $3,000 program for a 3-month engagement. I think it's on the conservative side, especially if you're getting a physician level expertise. This is not the time to get undercharged just so you get started. What I've seen is when you charge too little, clients don't take it serious, and neither do you. You can always test and adjust, but anchor yourself high. And you want to take the next few?
Yeah. So step 4, your first client is already looking for you. So they're not on social media and not from ad, it's from your existing network that you already have. Like your client could be, if you coach other physicians, it could be other colleagues that you know of or people that you have in your network. But sometimes as physician, your client could be your existing patient base. That will be like you're the doctor to your patient, but you can ask also people that had your avatar or the people that you help already in their audience. You can use a technique called other people's audience, where an example for me, I help men with erectile dysfunction. So who do I go to that I can offer my coaching services for are sex therapists, right? Or counselors that work with men on performance anxiety, divorce lawyers who work with men who are divorced that may want to optimize as well. So those are the people that already have your client list there. And then you just approach them and you just present how you can help that person get the outcome. And that's like the easiest way to start. And then go social media, particularly like YouTube, and create content that specifically target the particular that client and how you help them. And that's how I built my business, how I'm able to bring premium patient to my office is going on YouTube, essentially targeting one particular client and what transformation I give them. And I also use OPA, other people's audience, and networking with them as well too. And of course, you got to think about if people are giving you access like that, you also got to show appreciation for them as well too. And we can go into affiliate marketing at a later time. But these are two easy ways that you can access and to get your first client. That way you don't have to spend $1 in ads. And oftentimes spending money on ads are not getting the type of client that you want to work with. You want to get clients you want to work with that are already warm to you, already know who you are. And so we want to stress that do not spend 3 months building a website before you have a client. Please do not do that. You don't need a website before you have a client, because a client just wants to know, how can you help me? That's it. So do not wait to design a logo. Do not do a course yet before you know who you're working with. And do not spend the time on a branded intake form. You can literally just use Google Doc and create it as you go. Get your first client, deliver the result, get the result, and document it. The result becomes your case study and your social proof and your referral engine. So like your first few clients, you can even offer to work with them at a reduced rate. And then you said, hey, I'm offering to work with you at a reduced rate. Can you also give me a testimony afterward as well too?
So done beats perfect. The physicians in us, they want the protocol fully mapped before we start. And that can actually kill businesses before they begin. Don't overthink it, just do it. So let's go over, we often see with doctors, I get it. Let's go through that wall of resistance on here. What are some objections that you may have from coaching? First one, I don't have time. We all don't have time, but it's real. We're all busy on here. But is it about time or about what you're prioritizing? Do the math. You have 2 clients a month at $2,000, $4,000 for roughly about 8 to 10 hours of work. That's $400 an hour on there. You don't need 20 hours a week to start a coaching business, but you just need to get started. Objection number 2, I'm not an expert in anything special. I often see this with hospitalists, primary care, EM docs on there. We understand it. Generalists, we understand the whole patient. The breadth is extremely valuable, though, if you're maybe going into coaching like wellness prevention or even lifestyle coaching. The bar for an expert isn't a fellowship. To be honest, the definition of being an expert is you just know something a little bit more than the other person you're help on here. And you want to talk about what you've done.
15 years of treating a condition like hormone or ED or hypertension or diabetes make you more qualified on that topic than 99.9% of people online with or without fellowship. And you don't need to get any type of certification. I see this as a physician all the time saying, I got to get a coaching certification. I got to get this certification. You don't need that. You don't need a functional medicine certification. You don't need anything. All you need is the training that you had with medical school and residency, and nothing is as valuable as your clinical experience working with live patient. So you may think, well, I'm worried about my reputation. What will my colleagues think? And this is the common fear, especially those that are in employee position. So I want to reframe this and have you think about this. So being invisible is not the safe option at this point. Building something outside of medicine is not embarrassing. It really shows initiative, creativity, and business skills. Most
Yeah.
physicians who built a business tell me their colleagues respect it. The one who don't, the one who wish they've done it. So you can really build this with professionalism, integrity, and full transparency. And I would tell you this, the one that are online that are doing this are way ahead of the one that are not doing it at this time. And that will show in months to years. The doctors that we are coaching right now, they are now getting brand deals. We have one orthopedic surgeon that we started coaching in December that is now getting a brand deal 4 months into creating his YouTube channel and maybe had only about 15 videos at the time. So you are building an online media equity right now.
Yeah. So we covered that. We covered reputation. And then this next one is this legal? Am I practicing medicine without a license? And that's a very valid question. So I want to address it. Coaching does not equal practicing medicine. You're not diagnosing, you're not prescribing, you're not treating in a coaching context. Distinction is you're sharing framework, knowledge, accountability, and lived experience. And again, that line matters. Okay. If you're coaching on individual clinical outcomes, I advise you to consult a healthcare attorney. We have resources that we can to make sure that you're covered legally on this because this is important. But coaching physicians on business, on coaching professionals, on wellness principles. Heck, I'm doing something on pickleball right now. The framework is clear and well established.
So get a simple coaching agreement that clarifies the relationship. This is not complicated at all. You can even do ChatGPT for this, Gemini for this. You don't need an attorney. You can have an attorney look it over, but you can definitely have an outline for this at this point. So remember, you're not their doctor. You're just outlining the protocol at this time. And you always stress that. Now, I have an online coaching program for men with ED where we give a course and we do twice a month a Q&A meetings on Zoom. And currently we have about 500 plus members right now. And honestly, they know I'm not their doctor and they respect that. They know that when they ask a question or something, this is just general reference. And oftentimes I'll tell them, make sure you check with your doctor about this, have the discussion with their doctor about this. So people really know that you're not treating them and that you're just providing some guidance. So I think that sometimes doctors read too much into this. And if you have them sign the disclaimer, you're going to be good.
All right. So let's give you something to take home with as we end this video right now. Let's give you a practical roadmap. Here's exactly what you want you to do this week. Step one, identify your zone of genius. What you know deeply. What do people ask you already about? What problems have you solved that others are struggling with? Write down 3 to 5 things. Don't filter it, just list. Step two, define who you help. And I want you to get specific. Take that zone of genius that you have and match it to a specific person with a specific problem. An easy way to do this is a little sentence that you can write that fills in the blanks. So it can be, I help, who do you help? That's your blank. Do, achieve, or avoid this, whatever that is that they want to achieve or avoid or do, so they can do what? Improve their life. What is it? That's it. I help blank, do, achieve, avoid blank, so they can blank. Fill in that sentence before you do anything else. Step three, design a simple 3-month offer. Do it 6 biweekly calls, a clear outcome statement, and nothing else that they need required to start. Step four, set your price. You can start low, $1,500 for 3 months, but more appropriately, do the 2 to 3K for physician's level expertise. Or take Anne's advice. Maybe you price it down a little bit lower in exchange for a testimonial, but write that number down. Say it out loud. I want you to get comfortable with it. Step 5, this is often the most difficult part, but you need to get put there. You need to go out there. Have 5 conversations this week. Just conversations on people you think could benefit from this program. Reach out to 5 people in your network who fit your ideal client. Ask them about their challenges, their goals, what they've tried. Next step, listen to them. See if your offer is a fit and then make it available. Your first client will likely come from one of those 5 conversations. And then finally, step 6, get help. Don't get it alone. This is where you can reach myself and Ann. And this is where most physicians stall. They often fail to ask for help. And like in anything, we've done this. And it's much easier to find someone who's actually been there and done that, and that can shortcut your way to success. But oftentimes people want to quote research the way to clarity. The fastest path is learning from somebody who's already built it and done it. If that is of interest to you, reach out to our school group, Doctors Online Success, at doctorsonlinesuccess.com. It's 100% free. And let us know that you came here. We'd love to help.
So that's why we introduced a Dr. Boss, which is built particularly for physicians who want to build an online presence and maybe a coaching business. So it's just not generic entrepreneurship advice. It's physician specific, built by physician. So check out our Doctors Online Success right down here, or doctors with an S, onlinesuccess.com. And guys, don't let perfectionism hold you back. Don't overthink it. You have the business in your brain right now. You just need to put it out there and let people know, the people that you help, how you can help them. Because I know that every physician can be an excellent coach online. You just need to believe it. You need to do it. And Mike and I are here to help you out. So check out Doctors Online Success. And just know that you are not just a doctor, you are a Dr. Boss.
We'll see you on the next one.